Okay, I'm not really sure. I'm not really sure if I'll be here very long. I have some things to do. Um, just give me a minute. I'm just looking at a few things. Okay, just give me a minute. Oh God, my leg. We've been on here a short bit. Just want to see if I can get a little bit of water in my system. Ooh, there's a good sauce here. There's a juice here that's frozen. There's a frozen water. Need a little bit of water, right? Get a little bit of this. Just give me a second. I'm going to be there and see what we can drum up today, you know. Looking outside at that crazy weather we have, right? Okay. One of the things I wanted to mention today, and I will not be able to show you the drawing, but it's the way the 6 and 9 go, they show a rotation. The 2 and the 5, they show a spiral. The 2 going down one way, the 5 going up the other way. The inward and outward spiral that, take a watch, I'm going around, I'm going around, I'm going to the right, but when I get to the bottom, to here, and to go back to the top, look at that, up to the top, or I can do the same thing. I can go to the bottom, right, like that, up to the top, and then I'd go the other way. So that would be the inward and outward spiral. The other thing I wanted to talk about, and I mentioned this in the last video, and I'm a little hot, is this cube. Now, there are 6 sides to this cube. If I drill a hole all the way from this side of the cube, all the way to this side of the cube, you will see 0. That will be transparent. So I'm going to write this down in numbers. If I draw from here all the way through to the other side, only 1 will show up. 2 will disappear. So we're going to do this right over here. And we're going to start with the cube here. If I drill from number 1, right? If I drill all the way down, I will have 1 hole showing up in the middle of 6. So I will have 1 dot 6 drill 2 void 9. The numeric value for the moon is 2160, which is 1.5 times 1440, which is noted to be day 6. 30 plus 52 equals to 82. Just going to leave that on the side. I don't want to bring in too much information. Another thing about this is 1.5 times 2 equals to 3, times 4 equals to 6, times 8 equals to 12. I didn't do the 6. Times 6 equals to 9. If I did it times 3, it would be 4.5. If I did it by 5, it'll be 7.5. If I did it by 7, it'll be 10.5. It will equate to the heart of this cube. 3 times 3.5 is the center of this cube. The thing about the 1.5 is these 60 seconds we have on our clock, right, is what is going to be 40 times 1.5 to equal to that 60 seconds when you play blackjack. The ace is 11, and all 10 cards, and note that the picture cards, in which is the jack, the queen, and the king, will all have a value of 10. Jack, value 25. Queen, value 62. King, value 41. 10, value 39, also for the angel, also for home, right? I don't have any other 62s. I have a lot of 26s. It's game. I have jack, and I also have earth to a single digit count, 8, 10, and 19, 25. If I count it the long way, it's 52. So we have this over here. Now to note that they are also 7, 8, 5, and 3, and 10, and 12, and 4, and 27 equals to 30, 9, 20, and 17. I call it star system math. I multiply and add it and see what it brings me in my next level. And when you multiply and add, it's the multiply and the add, or it's the multiply and the addition, right? So we're going to look at these words and see that this is 9, and 29 is 38, 49, 59, 67, 76. Did I get that right? 14, 29, and 29. TION is 29, 29. Almost like what 8 is. HUIT is 58, right? And 2 is 58. Note that the number 8, special number 8, right? Because when you say 8, 80, right, you're never going to have to add on the extra T. Even in French, the H and T are separated to know that we are going to teach, or if you read it the other way, achat means to buy, not looking at the hatchet, right, which means to chop up. So when we get all this, we understand that this, no matter what side you look to, there's always going to be 9. And if you don't ask me the questions, all right, if you don't ask me some of the questions, then I won't know how to answer something that I didn't hear from you. Where do we get this from? We get it from the typewriter, the calculator, the ATM. Just hold on a second. Okay, so I'm going to look at it right over here. You see it's right over here, right? All you need to do is 1 through 9, and look at the size of it, right? They're not square. They're not square. They're rectangular. I sometimes draw them square, but they're rectangular. They're possibly 1.5 to 2 times the size of the area or less. Just to note that in Monopoly, right, here's a square cube, right? So it's going to take up an area and a space. Maybe it shouldn't be square. We have to go through this and understand that there also might be overlapping, right? Overlapping cubes. There's not only one cube, it's one, right? And then one overlaps, and then one inside of this, right? But not inside the games we play. It doesn't work. Well, I haven't seen a game like that. So we're going to get back to this over here. We have 21 dots in the cube. We have 21 in blackjack, which is 29, and 25 equaling to 54. Inside of this, we're also going to note that we're going to have 11 and 7, and then we're going to have 2 and 7 equals to 27. This is the value of the reverse alphabet, 1, 26, 2, 25, etc. This is also going to say the word bet. It's also the letters B and G. You can say Bill, with the 8, right? Right. You can also say gigabyte the other way. It also creates mathematically in the star system 14 and 9 equaling to 23W. I like to think of Venus as this 23W because on the cube, we create one here and one here. What comes from this one over here, the second planet is Venus. I use this 7, 8, and 9 a little bit differently. The 9 is everywhere. The 8 is from here with the 1 passing in the center, owning all of 8 or connecting to all of 8. So I'd have to do the artwork to show how it comes from one side, right? And then it goes on to the other side, spreading its numbers. Right? Spreading its numbers. Let me see if I can just do that. And that's what that one dot would do. And here would be your H and your I together in one. When you're in the heavens and you're breathing life, soul in that heaven. So that's this cube over here. We went through this. Another thing to note that when we get Jack, Queen, King, right? When we get the Jack, the Queen, or the King, okay, is going to have a value of 10, right? Remember, 10 is also for angels. What's going to happen with this is there are 7, and that will equal to 3 times 2 equals to 6 plus 1. And this one over here will be 8, and this one will equal to 4 times 2 equals to 8 plus 0. And this one is 6, which equals to 2 times 2 equals to 2. And then it's going to be 2 times 1. Sorry, 2 times 2 equals to 4. And then 2 times 1 equals to 2. So your passage is going to be within the Jack. And the reason it's going to be within the Jack is because this is the numeric value for cat. The numeric value for cat is 24. It divides the 6 and the 8. This is the number of eyes, right? This is the number of eyes, 6, 7, and 8. Not only is it that, but they're all the same card when you're looking at the cards. In order to find the core of 6, 7, and 8, you need to create 10. So once you create 10 as 1 and 9, 10, 2 and 8, 10, 3 and 7, 10, and 4 and 6, 10. These are all your 10s. These two will be dark 10s, and these will be red, bright, dark, black, let's call it. Negative and positive. So let me see why. Yes, so this is all your combinations of 10s. So let me go back. So what that means is you're going to end up with that center dot over here. And that is going to be what is 1. 1 is separation. Is it inside 4 and 6 to outside 1 and 9? Or is it outside 4 and 6 to inside 1 and 9? The heavens of creation, the day, the coming, the day of rest, creation, where we branched out and we connected to the womb. Then we went into the cycle, and then we went into the spirit of the birth. Let me see if I can explain this again. So what happens is with here 7, you're going to get 3. With 8, you're going to get 2. With 6, you're going to get 4. With 9, right? And there is no 9 inside this one. 9 joins 2 systems together. It joins the 1, 8, 2, 7, 3, 6, 4, 5 to the 9 system, into which 2, 9, 3, 8, 4, 7, 5, 6 equals to the 11 system. In this system, there is no 1. In this system, right, there is no 11. Ace King. See the way it comes together? This is birth in the house of bait, creation in the heavens, okay, the mirror to the 7th gate, and this is where we live, inside 5 and 6, 11, in the E world. I spoke about the 7.5. This will be the electric moon. This will be the passage. This will be the passage, the angle of passage. I think it's at the 225 degree mark between 216 and 234. to note that 234 degrees, and I think it's, I once did this at 666, right? Which I was wrong in something that I did, but it seemed to work out at the end. Meaning, if I needed to bring the 225 degrees to 90 degrees, right? I would, to a 90-degree mark, I would have to go plus 45. Over here, I would have to go, is it 60, 74? 74, 84, 90, right? 290. I'm just trying to, 74 is 290. 45, that's 55. I think that is 55, 290. And this one over here is it 56? Let me see. 56. Oh, this one's 65. Sorry. 74, 65, 56. That's what the degrees that are away from the angle on this side over here, right over here. So now we know that the 1, 2, 3, 4, right? And this 4 and 6, note what 4 and 6 is. They're here. So it's going to turn like this from here. The 3 and 7 are over here. The 2 and 8 are over here. Sorry, the 4 and 6 are over here. I don't know why I mentioned that. The 2 and 8 are here. The 3 and 7 are here. So when you're connecting your 10s, this is where you end up. Here is your 225 zone, where your BERT zone is, 9 times 25. And it's just ironic that 666 and 234, right, is where 90 comes in. And here it's 75 for electric. Put in 75 over here, 675. And here is 684, and that would be connecting up with the sun, or one of the realms of the sun, because of the 684 coming together, which is the full element, because 234, right, or 432, or whatever way it was, is going to be me 648, right? The mirror world and the dividing of the seventh gate between 6 and 8. So we did the drill bit. We did this. We did the 1.5. We spoke about blackjack, where all the picture cards are now 10s. All the picture cards are now 10s. So you get the 10 card, the jack card, the queen card. So which one would be the jack? Well, you would have the jack over here. You would have the king over here. You would have the queen over here. So where do we get the 1 and 9 card, right? Equaling to that. Is let me move on to this next partial step, what's on the back. So we're going to go over this. 1 dot, 6 drill, 2 void. Here, we're going to go on to the 2 dot, 3 drill, 4 void. But in the 4 void, right, there's going to be 2 lost in the 4 void. Why I say that, okay, is because when you turn it over, right, and you put all 5 here, you don't have to put these over here. We're only going to drill 3. We're going to have 4 left over, but we're 2 lost, because on the other side, 3 drill, 2 lost is going to actually be a 5 drill. Not really sure how to talk about this, in which 2 will be lost. If you flip it over to the next side, right, where the 5 is, you're going to have the 5 dot, right? You're going to have the 2 drill, and you're going to have the 2 lost, because nothing shows up over here. And then you're going to have the 4 void, right? You have the 4 void, the 5 dot, the 2 drill. So here, the 1 dot, the 6 drill, the 5 dot, the 0, let's put it 0 drill, 2 lost. 5 and 4, 9. Here you have the 2 dot, the 3 drill is 5. The 4 void, that's 9. The 2 lost. Here we have the 1 dot, the 6 drill, there's nothing lost. The next one we're going to have is the 6. We're going to have the 6 dot, the 1 drill. We're going to have the 2 void. This one's going to be talking about the moon. over here. This one we're going to be talking more about the sun and the female. This one we're going to talk about Earth, Mars, and Venus. It's going to be our vibration. Now we're going to get on to the next one where we did 2516. We're going to go to 3 dot. We're going to go to 2 drill. We're going to go to 2 lost. And we're going to go to 4 void. Then we're going to go to 4 dot. Okay, and where we're going to get 1 drill. We're going to get 2 lost. And we're going to get 4 void. So when we add this up, 1 dot, 3 dots, 8 dots, 14, 17 dots, 21 dot, 21 dot. Then what we're going to have is 6 drill, 3 drills, 9, 10 drill, 12 drill, 13 drill, 13 drill. And this is what's going to make, the drills will make new dots, drill dot, right? And that'll give me 34 dots and drill. Now, what are we going to have to the void? We have the 2 void. We have the 4 void is 6. We have the 4 void is 10. We have the 2 void is 12. We have the 4 void is 16, and the 4 void is 20. We have 20 void. And how many do we have lost? We have 2 lost, 4 lost, 6 lost, 8 lost. Now let's see if this works out. I lose 2 to the 1. On the 1 over here, I lose none. On the 2, when I'm drilling into the 2, right? When I'm drilling into the 2, I'm going to have 3 that are going to penetrate on this side. 3 that'll penetrate, but also I'm going to lose 2 because there's a total of 5. So I'm going to lose 2. Over here in the 5 dot, right? I'm just going to lose the 2 because I don't need any of them, just 2 lost. And then we're going to have the 4 void, right? Now we're going to go to the 6 dot, and we're going to drill the 1 hole. We're going to have the 2 void, but there's nothing going to be lost. We're going to count the whole thing. We're going to go to the 3 dot over here. When you have the 3 dot and it's going to be drilled, right? When you draw the 3 dot, it goes right over here. I'm not sure which way I should go. So what happens is you draw the 3 dot into the 4 dot or the 4 dot into the 3 dot. You'll have 2 that come up here, right? But there's 4 of them. 2 will be lost. Now we go to the 4. We take the 4, we drill the 3 through it into the 4. We're only going to count the center one. We're not going to count these 2. They're going to be lost. So we lose 2 here from the 3. We lose 2 here from the 4. We lose 2 here. So we lose a total of 8. So we have 34. We have 54. We have a total of 54 plus the 8 that'll double down. Now, where do they come from? Well, since all the drills will be 5, 7, 5, 7, 5, 5. And do note that Egypt is 5, 7, 7, 7, and 2. 5775 Electric Company. Well, Electric Company, Moon. The Moon is 57. The company, right? Division of 3, creation division of 3. We have 25, 39, 40, 56, 69, 79. I think it's 87. That's a gateway. We can call that October. We can call that the dozen. We can call that the connecting gates between the queen and the king. Okay. 5 and 7, male and female in this piece over here. Why? The female is going to be 12 and the male will be 13. But math-wise, 2 and 3 to 3 and 4. So you see how the female or feminine comes out to this number, and the masculine will work out to this number. And we'll get 5E and we'll get 7G. And you know what 5G is, right? Well, it's 5775 5G TV. And TV will be 2022. 20th letter T, 22nd letter V, reverse alphabet 5G. 246, 222. The star system that we live in is the 222 star system. I don't have to prove it to you. You can prove it to yourself. Let me get another book. Just let me get a glass of water. Wow, this thing is so, wow, this is juice. I froze this juice here like 7 years ago. Okay, I'm back. So you want to see the star, how we create the star? Are you new here? Is this the first time? Home sweet home. Yes, home sweet home in front of the computer where I can control things. And I'm just like out to lunch, Mr. Messer, with I can't keep up to your stuff. For the reason is I'm not putting enough time in to study it. And I was mentioned to me that I should be doing more phrases like you do. And I agree, but I'm not. I'm doing the little thing, you know, in between, just like I don't do the analytics. Stream runs way better from your place. Okay, well, you know what? I have to check the stream out. I do it on this iPad, and then I do it on my telephone. And if I'm by, you know, when I'm babysitting out there, I don't know if the internet comes down by their pool so good. So, but thank you for letting me know. 7:15. I got this beautiful air conditioning above me. I can just put it on. It's 85 degrees outside. I have no idea, but if I wasn't in my zone right now, I'm not in my zone to work in the heat. When I go into my zone, you know what I'm saying? The phone was a tiny screen, hard to see all your stuff. Oh, I'm not happy about that. Yeah, that was that one video where I couldn't get my iPad to go. I had a lot of trouble. It was buffering. So, you know, I was just working on a bunch of things now. So hold on a second. Okay, so let me show you something that I was working on before I get back to where I was. Well, first, hold on. There's just a whole bunch of kooky little things because I'm not into, you know, I don't know about the zodiac. It's not. Whoa. Let me pull that out. Let me just pull this out here. Well, not this. Then not that's analytics. Whoa, I made 30 cents. I want to talk about this here, right? The Kuiper belt, the furthest, the coldest, surrounds everything. If I was playing darts, this would be the entire dartboard would be underneath and inside of Pluto. How do we get the red? Is it the red dot that's in the center of this? Right? What is that? Let me see. Should I take the red? Right? The red dot. See, this is not the zodiac, right? The zodiac, let me just move this over here. The zodiac's over here. Here's the zodiac. Let me just open this up a little bit more. Now, what I did is, since it's round, I put a square around it. Then I put the triangle inside of it. Then what I do is, let me see if I have another one here. Yeah, I did it here. So I just kept putting the square until I can understand what all my divisions are. So you can see how equal this division is here, the way the lines go through. My obligation over here is to split whatever zodiac sign this is. I don't remember what it is. Here's Pisces. Here's Aquarius. So I split. Aquarius gets split. And what is this over here? Capricorn. Let me see what this one is over here. Aries, and then next to Aries is here's Aries, here's Pisces, here's Aries, and here's Taurus. So Taurus gets split over here through this marking over here. The next one after Taurus is it Gemini, right? Communication, Gemini over here. And Gemini does not get cut. And Cancer doesn't get cut. Leo gets cut in half. But look where Leo is. Now, the other thing about this is you see this turns. This moves. So they enter into different times when they're going to get split, right? Now, if there were 3 of them, right, there would be sets of planets, and the planet setup would be, hold on a second, let me see if I can make this smaller. I just set this whole thing up here. I want to see if I can make this smaller. No, I couldn't. So what we have over here is if I start with, let's say, Aries, right? I'm going to skip 1, 2, 3, and then I'm going to go to Leo. And then I'm going to skip 1, 2, 3, and then I'm going to go to Sagittarius and skip 1, 2, 3, and then I'm going to go to Aries. So it's every third one because that's the association we have. So when Aries has an open area over here, I want to see on the next level if Aries. I think I have to have 9 levels for the 9 planets plus the core center for that big red ball in the sky. So let me see if it's here. Just trying to see which one it is. So we had this one over here also, right? Here's something else I wanted to show, is that I'm not sure if we can raise the dimension up. And every time there's a line, we can possibly make a fold. And every time there's a point, we can always look at it as distance, right? Every time there's a triangle, it could be like the torus to coming out, right? But not only the torus can end up there, but in this design here, right? You notice the original design is here. This is from, wow, I like the color, the hunter. Okay, but this over here becomes here. Now, I like to look at this as the beehive. So every time you have an eye, you have a circle. So if I went ahead, hold on a second, I want to head and do this, solid, and did this. Let me do something inside that, right? I can do I put 1 in each one, or do we just need 1, right? Are we adding moons? How are we supposed to do this? I'm just trying, just give me a second. I'm thinking over here. Another thing about this is, do I create more circles? Let me take this away. No fill. Do I create more circles, right? Do I put a circle here? Should I put a circle here? Oh, yes, I found out what I want to do. It's right here, right? You see this over here? You create the eye by 2 circles. You create this more or less a torus or a stand. See the stand here? It holds up, right? The stand over here. I'm not really sure if I can look at this here. You can look at over here. See the I? See the I letter and the I letter? At the same time, the separation shows the H to this side and to this side. The I shows above and below. So above we see 1 moon that was depicted inside of this, right? And should we be working as 3 elements? Because we should only have 3 elements. So should we be working right here and here? And then I just want to do this really quick, where I create 1 here, and then do this and create 1 here. Whoop. Just going to leave that there. and then we create one here, and then we create one here. And these are overlapping. So we might have, just like you have 3 hands on the clock, tic-tac-toe, or 3 hands on the clock moving, they don't all move at the same time. And then there's a central to this. Hi. Tune, pen, turn, run, sun. Right. I like that. Okay, so I want to get rid of this, right? And this is the way I see my H and my I coming out between, like this, right? Now, if you notice, these two are touching and these two are touching. They're overlapping each other. So if we were to give numbers to them, what numbers would we give to each one, right? Unlike this, see this, the way it is over here, touching over here, I would call this 5, I would call this 7. Then I would put another one over here and call this 5. Then I would put one over here connecting this two, call it 6, and another one here, right, connecting these two. And I would call this 5, 7, 5 with 6 and 6 in the center. And then over that, what you would do, okay, is you would have this one. And this one would come right over here. And what this one would do is it might touch the outsides over here, 5, but it doesn't go in them. It overlaps the 6, see, creating 2 more eyes, and connects to the 7th gate. So you have 6, 7, 6, 19, instead of 5, 7, 5, 6, 6, and then the 8 connects here. Your birth just becomes a little bit lower. Your birth is between 6 and 6, in between 5, overlapping 8, but not touching 7, but in the area of 7. 7 starts down here, if this is the one we're talking about. Okay, let me put this away. We were looking at this. Maybe I want to make this a little bit bigger. Right? Now they're showing 12. Now, why 12? Because everything starts, as I understand with numbers, is 1 dot between 2 dots. We start here. So if I wanted to bar something, right, which one do I bar, or is there one that's going to take over? Okay. When you're working in 12, I work with 3 and 9. The beginning is right here between 3 and 4 and 9 and 10. That's your beginning. That's your mirror world, your 9 birth, your A, B, C, D, B, C, D, over your A, B over here, and your AC over here. Now, the other question is to take is, hey, look, we have 12 here, we have 14 here. So where do we match up with 13? Well, these two on this side is 13, and these two on this side, but we crisscross them, right? This becomes 5, and this becomes 3, and that's what I like to say is your cap, your electric company to the moon. 3 and 5. I create 10s. I'll tell you why I create 10s, where I got them from. Let me try and make my screen a little bit bigger. Where does 10 come from? Okay, so before I get to where does 10 come from, I just want to go into pull, tune, pen, turn, tune, pen, right? There's a tuner. The un is a French word in French meaning one, but the feminine. It's funny that the feminine in French and in English are not the same, and they add in the E or ES. When you add in the ES, it's the E world. The difference between 3.5 and 4, or 3.5 and 3, is 0.5, which is the E world. It's the heart of everything. 74 is that heart, Jesus, energy, time, beast, all comes out of that number. Oh, that's very interesting. I'm looking at this one here. Just an anagram, mess around with the planets as like Venus is also the sun venue. I also like to look at Venus somehow as saying Friday because it has the vendredi, another French term. I mix up the French and the English. You change the S to an N. I'm not really sure why you're doing that, but I see 7 inside that word. None mean nothing at all, or Eve 545, the passage of the IT system of the sun. It becomes the one level female, and then the upper level is male, or they possibly interchange because number 1 or number 10 changes. There are only 2 elements prior to Earth, both water, 2 elements prior to Earth. Let me mark this down. 2 elements prior to Earth. So Earth and water, both waters. So 2 elements were both waters. Hydrogen and helium. So at certain levels, we melt, we burn, we're on fire, right? What happens to us? I mean, gas. What is gas? What is gas? What is gas? What is air? What is everything? If I can really see and understand that myself, I would be able to take this to another level. But I think we're all here together in unity to find out that the Legion, what's tearing us all apart, is my God and your God, and my God and standing on guard for thee. It's my God and your God, and my God and your God. And all of a sudden, you're not my friend. I'm not your friend. Who's my friend? Who's my... In French, right? In French, they say friend is ami. Ami. That is French. Not Miami, right? You know, the demon devil or Edmonton, and Miami is I am. Anyways, regardless of that, okay, so Pluto, once you say that, if you're going to do that, the PLU is something to do with either codes or a cost at a restaurant. It also in French, it says plutôt plus tard, like see you later, right? Top pot, I'm just trying, the T and the O coming together. First of all, Pluto is 84. And the Leaning Tower of Pisa, or the pyramid, right, is 51. Hold on. There's something that's 1728. I forget where that was, right? But that's going to represent Pluto and Mars. 1728. 1,440 minutes in a day. We have to use all the numbers that we use in life to understand where they fit. So we have 3, 6. When we get to the 6th one, we get to the numeric value for seconds in a day. The sun, 720 minutes and a half day. The year 2000 is the year 5760 Hebrew time. The 1080, also to be noted, is 3 times 360, and 3 times x, or 3.5, equals to the hand of God. 108 is the spirit, that single dot in the center, right? 80 surrounds. 80 surrounds. 80 surrounds. Make every dot a whole. Count every dot as a 10. The average, there's 21 dots in here, and I don't want to go all over the place, but there's 21 dots on here. If you add up 1 through 9, okay, it equals to 45. 45 divided by 9 is 5. That every dot you see, okay, gets a value of 5. So if you have 1 dot, right, you get 5. If you have 2 dot, right, you have 10. If you get 3 dot, you have 15. If you get 4 dot, you have 20. If you get 5 dot, you have 25. And if you have 6 dot, you got 30. May as well play yum. At the same time of all of this, the 1 dot is going to get a 40 void. The 2 dot is going to get a 35 void, telling me about Venus. It's also telling me about 55, the sky pass. 5 times 5, 5 plus 5 is 10 and 25, equaling to that 35. Although when you write it down, you don't see the 25 because it's already in here. I have to make it work with its own reason. 40 is crisscrossing of the numbers. You crisscross, you go on the outside here, and this is either 1 and 9 or 3 and 7. There is the only 2 and 4 and 6 is here and here, and that's on the cross. And here is 2 and 8. That's your other 10s, right? And that's where it shows up. So that 6 is going to show you 30, and it's going to show you the 15 void. The 5 dots are going to give you 25 and 20 void. The T and the Y fit into this. So if T and Y fit into this, then G and B. So let me just T, Y, G, B. So your memory is going to fit inside the 5 dot that has the 4 void. The 5 dot has the 4 void, reverse of the 2 dot having the 7 void. 7 and 4 is the heart. Jesus, the beast, energy is all going to be fitting with that. The 4 dot is going to have the 25 void. The 3 dot is going to have the 30 void. So when you look at it, you can see the 6 is the same thing as the 3. The 5 is the same thing as the 4. 5 and 4, the female sex organ. 6 and 3, the male sex organ. Love and the sun, the IT system, fits right over here. And then it's talking about memory. I like to call it gigabytes. 3 and 6, 7 and 2, 7 and 2, 3 and 6, 1 and 8, 5 and 4. 1 and 8 would be right over here. What does it mean? We have to discuss it. Not up to me. I have my own terminology. There's a bunch of other things. The 1440, when we get over here in the 9th area, we used up half of what the Mayan long cycle or great cycle is. When we get up over here, 2590, 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18. And the 18th one, high, 666, right? We get this one over here, the long Mayan count. This one is going to connect to the moon, and this one is going to connect to the moon. 3, 6, 9, 12. The 14th and 15 will connect to the moon. 14 and 15, 5 and 6. That's us. 5 and 6 fits in between 4 and 7, fits in between 3 and 8, 3 and 8, 3 and 8. Another thing, here's a vibration. This one over here. Are there any more moon connects? Here's your 36 degrees. 360 degrees shows up when you come to the 5th element. The 25th element of 1440 is your 360. There has to be 4 of these, right? There could be one major or one major 360, but since there's 1440 minutes in a day, we need to create 4 of these. Everything is 4 to complete something. And let me read everything that came in here. Lithium is the first earth element. Is there salt in lithium? When they talk about the Spirit of God hovering above the waters, the firmament between the waters, hydrogen and helium, previously all just neutrons. So if I can really understand that, what I do seek out in this is it's 8-7 and 8-5. It absolutely fits with the moon. 8-7, 8-5 fits right into the moon. The DR coming together, okay, would be 3rd, or it would be number 18. Number 18. The reason for that is the RD is going this way. The DR is going this way, and the RD is going this way. RD is for 3rd. The gen, again, another numeric value that's going to fit in the moon, 5755. It becomes the passage, Ogen, or Rogan, if you want to look at it that way. It's a singular pass. The letters O and R equaling to 33. As well, it's gold being in first being in the center, 1 being in the center. The first word is 8 letters, and the second word is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 6, 6, and 8. That's absolutely perfect. To the high side, you have hydrogen. To the low side, you have helium. Then whatever number 7 is, do you have a 7-letter word? Does it work out? Does it work out? I don't know. I'd have to. And again, 8 and 5. So you have helium, and 8 and 7. You have 33 for hydrogen, and you have 13. Wow, 13 and 33. That's another thing that's pretty cool. They're one below where everything shifts. We shift at 14. We have HE, right? Don't forget it's first and second. So I take the first and the second letter to do this. Yeah, big time hydrogen talking about the moon. The helium, okay, might be creating a passage because M and U come together. The M and U is the 13th and the 31st and the 21st, which in um, in binary in Fibonacci, it would be 8, 5, 13, 13, 8, 21. So M and U come together. We could put M and H and N and H together. And again, we have another separation that connects together the N and the M on both sides. And then the E and the Y is the second letter, meaning that when you look at the alphabet, the 14th letter is N, the 13th letter is M. They separate that alphabet. I'm going to definitely have to write that down. And I'm going out, and I wish I wasn't, but hydrogen, helium. How do you spell that? HELIUM. 13, 20, 25, 34, 44, 55, 65, 68 for helium. Hydrogen is 33, and 33 and 22 is 55. 69, 76, 81, 95. Is that right? So hydrogen, let me see, 14 and 5 is 19, and 7, 26, and 33 is 59, and 4 is 63, and 25 is 78, and 8 is 86. So I'm going to count this again. 33 and 4 is 37, and 18 is 55, and 15 is 87, and 5 is 92. Now I'm at 100. I can't count. I have to do this. Let's see if I can get this right. 8 and 25 and 4 and 18 and 15 and 7 and 5 and 14. 19, we're going to go here 26, right? And then we're going to go these three over here, right? They're going to go 33. And then we're going to go 29. We're going to go 37. So now we have 96. Wow. Hydrogen in rotation at the passing gate. How would that work? How would that work? That'll be 15 and 14. Wow, that's amazing. This will create 11 and 9. Again, everything it's showing me about that, it's showing me two sides, especially when we come up with 9/11. We all know that they bring the two systems together, and they bring them together through this. It's something that's passing 19, 38, 57, 76, and it has to do with Earth, Mars, Uranus, and Saturn. This one over here, AI comes over here. So whatever's happening on this planet, however this planet is moving, whatever's going on, I believe that these numbers, and I have to go. I'm really upset. You know, I love when there's people here. I'd like to be able to get this on another level. I just want to see what's written. Wow, hydrogen and helium can be fire also. So when you're writing mass with SS and I write it with just one S, when you write with two S's, it creates, I like to say, both more than and more than, that you get something and then you get more. I like to understand that when you write the word mass, right, it's coming from the sky, it's coming from a pass. The A is a division from a core. The M is 1,000. It's 10 times 10 times 10. It's 3 areas. So 3 areas is the minimum you can have for a size. The center area is the core of something that has mass. When there's something that has mass, it'll be out here. Whatever else fits inside that mass is still going to say number 3. The SS is 38. It's gold. It's also connecting to this. Why? Because there's 3, 11, 1 times 1, 1 plus 1, and 22. 2 times 2, 2 plus 2 is what's going to create the number 38, or 3 and 8, the heavens of creation, the split heavens. The AM in the morning, if you add the E, they call it the soul. In this one, there is no E. Something to do with the male coming in. And remember, it happens in the PM time. When AM happens, it happens at dark. When you divide the night and the day, I like to say we have 8 hours of night and we have 16 hours of day. We have 12 plus 4 hours of day, and we have less at night. And this is going to represent red and blue. Okay. It's also going to be what is the purple ball, right? The purple ball in pool is the 12 and the 4. 1 and 2 equals to 3. So again, Earth and Mars joining together at each end of the spectrum. Bringing in, right? Don't forget, this is a 2 by 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, right? When Noah's brought in the animals 2 by 2, it wasn't talking about 1 and 2. 1 and 2 comes in through 3. 3 reflects in the mirror of 4, and then 4 is inside both 5 and 6. We are that energy that lives in 5 and 6, 11. 41, we have been kinged. This is on 1 level. This is on the, if I'm going to the 9 level, that 1 and 2 will equal to 8 and 9. If I'm going to the dividing the day and the night, okay, if I go to dividing the day and the night, then that 1 and 2 will be dividing the night at 32. RAM. Something to do with RAM. So how are we dividing the RAM in our computer? Remember, we are the fleshy robotics. Your electrical shocks, you got metal in your body, you got everything. You come from the earth. You weren't here. You weren't magically made. You came from somewhere. Your mother ate. If your mother stops eating, the baby isn't growing. The baby just suffocates, right? What happens? Where are we from? I mean, we really have to put 2 and 2 together. It's pretty simple. You know, it's not, it's a real science. It was Lilith for lithium. Always on fire, Lilith. Everybody says, why does God this and why does God that and why does God this? I was created by the hands of the Lord, the elements of creation. We work here, I believe, to do whatever the Lord needed us to do, whatever that is. I get on the highway and I follow the 10 commandments. Cars coming towards me, I'm going to go to the right. Everybody agrees, no accidents. It becomes a law. It's my house with my door. Stay out of my house. Ask me to come in. It's my law. I'm not going to break anything of mine. So why should I break anything of yours? Let's make it a law. And then the reason why everything came to separation. Let me see what this is. 96, 2 air bubbles, 68, 3 air bubbles. Please explain this to me. And it's not going to happen today because I'm leaving the house and it's really exciting. I'm really happy. We have, we have a group of people. Everybody knows something a little bit different. All we have to do is get this down into a program. Share it with the people to show them that the Lord is us. We are the final example of our own creation. Let me say it another way. If you owned the entire planet and you made dolls to be all like you, but you found out that the dolls were smashing each other because their cars were hitting each other, you would start to put laws, rules, and regulations. But you wouldn't want to take away from any of the dolls because they're all here with that Bitcoin up here. They need all that memory. We need all that memory. We have to learn. How do we learn? How do we learn? Where I don't know what the terms to use. Is it conscience? Is it subconscious? Is it how do we know to think? And how does the body know to breathe? We live in a system. We were manufactured for this. The element came in here. Look at me. I'm speaking. You hear me, but I didn't see the letters flying. Whoop. Oh, there goes the letter. Whoa. Oh, my God. Did you see that? Whoa, look at that. God's talking. I'm reading. But did you receive my book? You didn't receive my book, but you heard my voice. You felt the vibration come across, and they were words, and you understood these words. And every letter is a shape. And the shapes have names. The first letter of the name of the shape that goes into words is A and B and C and D and E. But since it's sometimes hard to see them any further, how can we draw them on the cell paper? How can we write down the letter? Instead, we write down a number. A can be 1, A can be 2, A can be 3. A I can put all the way up to 9 if I want. I just reverse the alphabet. But in the alphabet, A stops reverse at 8. But it's not complete because you can see that it's 9. It's all of 9. So 1 holds the circumference of all that is around it, equaling to what 9 is. It's 1 inside of what 8 is over here. You can put on here corners. And if I put corners on and call this Rubik's Cube, right, I might stop in the middle of this cube right over here. So you'd have here, so you'd have 3, you'd have 7. Every corner would have 7. 28 times 6 is 48 and 120, 168. There's 168 hours in a week. Where do I get that? I don't have my Rubik's Cube. The corner of Rubik's Cube has 3 colors. The centers have 2, 2, and 3, and 2 is 7. Now, the thing is, when I start drawing this out like I did yesterday, I ended up with a corner and the piece extended halfway through the center. I only was able to put 1 cube here, right, and 1 cube here. And once I did a cube here and a cube here. Once I did that, I only had a block of 3 here and a block of 3 here left, or 1 single block with 3 colors. So here's how it goes. It goes 7 colors and 3 colors and 7 colors and 3 colors. 7, 3, 10, 7, 3, 10. We have 20. I turn it the other side. I have 20, 20. I have now cornered in this entire cube with 7, 3, 7. The cube itself, 7 times 3, 7 plus 3, 21 and 10 equals 31. That is the cube. We were going to talk about 10. I don't have my calculator with me, but we all know that the crossing of 1 over to 9 is 10, 3 over to 7 is 10, and then on the cross is 2, 8, and 4, 6. The thing about 28 and 46 is they're in roulette, they're dark numbers. Let me show you. Here is 4. Here is 6. Here is 2. Here is 8. Here is 1. Here is 9. Here is 3. Here is 7. They're not on the same grid line. So when I come to 10, 1 plus 0 is 1. It's in the black zone. When I come to 19, right over here, it's in the red zone. Both 1 and 9 are in the red zone. When I come over here, right, to 28, whoops, sorry about that. Over here is 23, 26, 29, 28, 10. It's in the black zone. So we keep switching the same way we switch with, let me see, X, Y, X, Y. So if you want an XX chromosome, we're going to go right here, these two over here. If you want a YX, we're going to go over here. The YX comes together looking like this, right where the cube is. That's how Y and X come together. It comes together here, total of 111, and it comes together here, 36. Everything ends at 36, and when we replug to the next 36, it's going to look just like this, and it's just going to continue on down. You can see the hexagons are taking up 2 units where Y and Y and Y and Y creates it, creating cubes and rings that are created from this. This comes from the roulette wheel, this design. Well, I'm only going out for an hour. It's just that I made a promise after I got back from doing the dogs, and I'm going back again in a couple of days. I just came home for a couple of days. I wish I can just stay there half the time, but you know, if we can, I believe the system that we're working here, that each one of us are doing individually and coming here together, we need to get this onto an Excel sheet or whatever kind of game we need, so we can keep inputting the information. And it's all reality. Everything is reality, and what isn't reality will fit in one area, and we have to work it out through the number system, because everything was, it seems like it came off into the, oh, look at this, look what happened, we had to do it this way. And okay, lithium to this day will easily be broken down by a neutron ramming into it, and then it releasing let me see this, T R I T R I T I U M TRI, neutrons. I want to write all, I keep writing them down, neutron. Okay, so, and what goes up definitely comes down, and all back to neutron one day, as that is where it all came from. Arizona full of fluffy clouds. Okay, so we're going to end it here, as much as I don't want. I might come on later. I'm not really sure. Let's say at 10 o'clock at night or something. It'd be great. I don't know. I guess so. Yeah, somewhere near 10. If not, tomorrow. There is a few things, one or two things I did want to mention before we go. Hut 1, Hut 2. Have you ever heard of that? Hut 1, Hut 2? Yeah, well, when T and H come together, it's either to buy, okay, or to teach. The TH, or acheter in French, is to buy. 504 times 40, or the numeric value of that, is going to equal to the sun. 120 times 168, okay, times 3 is going to equal to a numeric value that will fit into the moon. And it's hard to explain this number, but it's one of the reasons why 1776 is here. 1776. 76 times 76 is 5776. The other piece I was working on was this yesterday. To note that dozen, Zion, Israel, and doesn't come together. The two parts of Venus making it double Venus, 162. The numeric value, 216, fitting into the moon. I'm just doing some of this for me. 3 and 9 is where everything begins. 12. Then we go 9, 21. Then we go 30. Then 39 were the angels. Then 48 is the sun, and Pluto fits in. 57, the moon. 66, we break the gateway into the moon. 75 is electric. 84 is Pluto. And we come out over here in Saturn. 3 times 31. There was one other piece I wanted to do. I wanted to go over the values of this. Down here, over here, down here. 1, 4, 5. I'm going to do the numbers on this later. Right, yeah, 55.5. 5 times 5 times 5 is 125. 512 memory. 71 minutes of time equals to 111. 2 times 71 minutes of time equals to 222. 1776 is the star system, okay, which is all equated at 222. That if you would write the numbers down, I'm going to write them down. Let's see if I have them in here. To self. I got one of them. Okay, I got something easy. Okay, let me see this. Thank you, Mr. Messer. Send me that piano thing again. AGGF. You can also do it AYYF. Don't forget A, J, and S, right, are all into one family. And you can do it in Chaldean and in Gematria. And if you reverse 5775, right? I mean, it's just if you read there, if you go 1776 and 677 this, you end up with 7557. That if you go 7557, you end up with 5115. And if you go 1551, you end up with 6666. 5775, the electric moon. 7 and 7 is 14, 1 and 4 is 5. This will be the Mars Pact 33 rotation of the sun times 47, the beast of time, equaling to 1551. We can do that. So yeah, so if we go into this over here, did I get this straight here? No, that didn't come out good. No, I got to go and take a look at this. Let me see. I don't know why that didn't come out. Okay, so it didn't come out straight. So what this is 50. No, this didn't come out good at all. So I'm going to write it. Yeah, they stopped the camera on me. 74 and 66, 74 and 82. Right? So then now we're going to go 70 and 74 and 78. So let me see if I can. So 222, 222, and 222. So that's your basic star system. The fifth here is area 1, 2, 3, where 58 is 1, 74 is the 5th position, 90 is the 9th position. The 62 is in the 2nd position, the 74 in the 5th position, the 86 is in the 8th position. The 66 is in the 3rd position, the 74 in the 5th position, the 82 in the 7th position. The 70 is in the 4th position, 74 in the 5th position, 78 in the 6th position. And that's the way you get 666, 808, 888. And there's many other numbers that come alive in that. So let me see. Oh, you have to explain this to me. Playing with my, wait, 27 down. You must show me what this is. Write to me or something. I have no real time left. 58 through 67. I don't like to pass 57 either. I don't know why you do it, but I don't know where you got these numbers. I'd really like to see it. But I'm going to show you just the only way to get the numbers like this is 1, 10, 19, 28, or 2, 11, 20, 29. Did I do that right? Okay, look. 1 and 10 and 19 and 28 equals 58. Then you have 2 and 11 and 20 and 29 equals 62. Did I get that right? No, the 20 is, no, it's not even, it's not typing everything out. So anyways, you get my drift. Just add up the first 4 numbers, right, in each of the houses, and then write that in. Or if you want, just multiply. No, that would bring in a different theory. There's a few theories for this, right? And yet, please, Mr. Messer, explain that to me. I wanna understand this, but I gotta leave the house. Peace and love. I'm gonna try to come back later. If not, and yeah, before I go, yabba dabba do, right? Let me just delete that. No, let me see this. No, not that. Anyways, doesn't really matter. Okay, we're going to end the video here. Measure twice and cut once, carpenter's number. Okay, but I still don't know which one you got. Like 78 would be 3 by 19, 3 by 20, 3 by 26 is 78. No, 3 by 25. 3 by 24. Yeah, 3 by 24, right. 3 by 24 equals 72. Plus the 2 plus 4 equals to 6 equals to 78. Is this right? Is this right? Is this the letter X equals to 78 before I go? Okay, send me something on that. I already have it somewhere on the wall over here, but I got to go. Peace and love. Love you all. Ciao.